Hi, everybody. Welcome to Convertible Conversations. Well, some of you know that I had a birthday last week, the big 7-0, and I really appreciate all the nice comments and notes on Facebook and email and cards and things. You guys are really special, and thank you so much for remembering me. Still got the happy birthday thing up that we do for all the members of our family over our fireplace here at the house. We stretch our birthdays out for several days. All right. Well, recently, at the age of 70, I've realized I don't have as much energy as I used to have. Sometimes I'm just tired. And I've also come to realize that anybody, no matter how old you are or how good a physical shape you're in, can get tired from exerting too much energy. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. I'm a basketball fan, and I like, our team, University of Kansas, and guys like Frank Mason and Landon Lucas, who are in tremendous physical shape, as good as you can get. You will see them occasionally asking the coach to take them out for a rest. I mean, it's just too hard to go on at that pace, and when they're that tired, they know they're going to make mistakes and not be as effective as they could be. I found that the same thing is true spiritually. When we expend a whole lot of effort doing spiritual, what we think are spiritual things, religious things, we can get tired and irritable and make mistakes and not be very effective. And I'm learning more and more and more about expending this kind of religious effort, how draining that can be, and it's not something that God even wants us to do. There's especially one area of our life where I tend to expend a lot of energy, maybe you do too, and it's really harmful. That's the area of judging. Sometimes we religious people, Christians, sort of feel like judging is a spiritual gift. It's like it's our duty to go around and evaluate everybody and judge them and point out their faults, if not to them personally, at least to ourselves and to our friends and sometimes on Facebook. That's not a good thing to do. Now, for my birthday, I got some really nice presents, nice books and clothes and gift certificates and a fun game. And since I'm stretching my birthday out, I thought maybe you guys would like to play the game with me this week. It's called The Game of Life, or A Return to Love. And actually, I got this from an article from a Canadian Facebook friend of mine, a guy by the name of Ron Wright. Very, very interesting concept that he came up with. A return to love, or the game of life. So here are the players. There's you, got that? And there's everyone and everything else. And there's all the space in between. In other words, it includes everything. You, me, everybody else, God, Jesus, Papa, the Holy Spirit. Some things we can see, some other things we can't see, like God. We've talked before how the Trinity is like an atom, which you can't see, but there's a proton, an electron, and a neutron, all moving around in this continual dynamic motion. That's what I picture the Trinity being like. And we've also talked a little bit, as has my friend Steve McVeigh and others, about how quantum physicists, scientists, have determined that there's something in the space in between everything. Even in an atom, there's something in between the three things there. They call it dark matter. They know there's something there. Only 5% of everything that there is solid. 95% of everything there is the space in between, which scientists call dark matter. They know it's an active, connected force, so if something happens somewhere, it affects everything that happens everywhere else. And I also view this space in between all of us as like a magnet. It's like an energy field that's ultimately drawing everything towards something. And that something is God's love. Look at this, 2 Corinthians 5:14 and 15. Paul says, the love of Christ compels us. Having concluded this, that one died for all, then everybody died, and he died for all, so everybody he died for now lives, and so that all who live might no longer live for themselves, but live for him who died and rose again on their behalf. Those of us with an awareness and understanding of the Trinity believe that this energy field, now I'm not doing New Age stuff and saying God is energy. I'm saying that the picture that I get of the Trinity is like an energy field or like a force that's in between everything, and it's love. It's like this all-encompassing supernatural magnet of love that's drawing everything and everyone to it. and it compels us. Now, you can resist a magnet, but it takes work and it takes effort, especially in regard to a magnet. And again, I'm using just an illustration here. The size of God's supernatural powerful. It's all powerful. When we resist it, life gets hard. It's not easy. It wears us out, and it can cause some bad results, and people get hurt. Jesus knew that, of course. So one day he said to a group of religious people who were really expending a lot of energy, especially by judging and condemning other people, Matthew 11:28-29, he said, relax, chill out. Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy burdened by religious rituals that provide no peace. This is the Amplified Version. And I will give you rest, refreshing your souls with salvation. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, following me as a disciple, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest, renewal, blessed quiet for your souls. I love the Amplified there. See, it's hard when we try to resist Jesus, try to resist his magnet of love drawing us towards him, and do things our own way. It wears us out. That's what religion does. Religion is any attempt to gain and maintain God's favor by what we do by our own effort. Now, this one especially hard draining thing, as I mentioned, is judging. It's especially taxing. I know because I excelled at it. I became one of the best there ever was at this particular religious discipline of judging. Do you know who religious people judge? We judge other religious people. We judge non-religious people. We judge ourselves. And we judge God. I've talked to you before about the older brother in the prodigal son story, how he judged the father. He said, no, it's not right that you give this boy grace and unconditional love and forgive him and welcome him back into the family. He's judging God. And we can do that too. When things don't go the way we want to, we can tend to judge God. And it's tremendously draining. It just saps all of our energy, leaves us worn out, dehydrated from spiritual water with no energy. And when we're in that state, we can make mistakes and hurt others. All right, that's it for today. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow as we continue to look at this game of life, or the return to love. Thanks, everybody. See you then.